ideas, boy.
Ghosts of Yotei. Well, this has been a long time coming. I've put this off for a couple of weeks. I have completed it. All the way through the story to the end. I've not completed all of the trophies yet, but I probably won't go back unless there's any DLC. But I've probably played about 150 hours and done everything that I really feel that I want to do on it. I think you've got to start with the elephant in the room with this one. Maybe some misconceptions of what people have been saying. I've heard there's multiple endings. There's not. There's one ending. I've heard that Atsu, the main character, is in a same-sex relationship with a woman to bring up her niece. That's also not true. It's not historically accurate. Of course it's not. It's a video game, come on. She's a Mary Sue. No, she's not actually a Mary Sue. Can't really remember a strong arming people. To be honest, she gets thrown around quite a bit. You know, great with a blade. The other question is this as good as Ghost of Tsushima? Now we'll come on to that. First of all, we'll talk about story. If you've listened to any of my videos before, out of 100, only 10% really for me is story driven. I see a lot of people review a game and they'll go, wow, I give it 40% because the story was crap. I don't really care about story. It's there to facilitate the gameplay, and that's what I'm all about. Story wise, like you say, doesn't make a big deal to me. But with this game, one thing I will say is the story is just a revenge story. You have to go out there and just beat the Yotei 6. Kill one of them very early on. That's not really a spoiler. And I could imagine if you're listening to this now, you know the story is okay. It's got a very emotional beat to it. It's all about family. There's hardly any sexuality in it, bar the fact that she gets naked to go into the hot springs, which is from the previous game. But it's about family. It's not Fast and the Furious, but it's about family. Your parents die when you're young, and presumably your brother dies as well. However, surprise, he's not. You could see that coming from a mile away, to be honest. Ultimately, it's about the growth of her. She wants revenge. She wants to kill people. She wants nothing more than to put everything behind her. She's a single person that just wants revenge. And within the story, they actually have parts where you go and find one of the Yotei 6. You go in and there's kind of you don't get to choose this, it just happens. It says, shall we go and save these people? No, we need to go and kill him. Why they don't know we're here, instead of freeing prisoners. And then she learns a lesson, because she should have freed the prisoners, because she went headstrong in and ended up getting beaten up, thrown out the castle or whatever, and then having to go back again. The character's learning a lesson about revenge and not to blindly go in. You know, you go and fight one of the main Yotei guys, you know that I don't think I'm going to end up killing him this time. He might have to do another 3 missions before I get a chance to hit him again, and it's quite obvious. I mean, it is beautifully told by cinematics. The cinematic part, it looks really nice, and it's done really well with great acting and everything. But, you know, it's not anything that nobody's seen before. There's no real particular twist that you don't see coming. And to be honest, I don't get that feeling of redemption or anything at the end. It just falls a bit flat. But that's me. But I wouldn't say it was bad. I would say it was, as everyone does these days, pretty much it's mid. Did I like the story? It was okay. Like I said, it was mid. The one thing I'm here for, and the reason I bought the game, was because of the gameplay. The first game, the actual gameplay, the sword fighting and all this is absolutely tremendous. I would just jump off my horse, do a standoff and just wade through them and just have great amount of fun. And all the elements and gameplay elements from the first game are there. And it's still got that great feeling of getting into a standoff and into a battle, upgrading your character, doing all those things just like Jin did in the first game. So it's all there. They've put some improvements in, and I'm completely honest with you, I would probably need to have a look on the internet to see what the improvements are. So I'm in two minds to just pause this now and say, right, these are the differences and the different weapons and the different things that come into this game. The only thing I could pick off the top of my head is a heavy sword. The gameplay elements are pretty much the same with a female character. Graphically, the game is just beautiful. I mean, you know, I know people are going, it's not just about the graphics, it's the graphics, so it's all about graphics. And I'm very much on that side of the fence as well. We all know that graphics don't make a good game. The cinematic parts of this game where you're exploring the world and everything, it's stunning, it's beautiful. You do get those, I get the sense of immersion when you kind of go over a hill, all the flock of birds move out the way and you think, wow, this is pretty. And it's great to explore a world that is pretty with various different dynamics, from waterfalls to mountains to snow to everything like that. It is a beautiful game. But like we say, that does not make a game. Is Ghost of Tsushima better than Ghost of Yotei? And the answer is Tsushima's better. There's no doubt about it. You know, if I wanted to be so basic, I'd say Yotei is just a similar game with a different character and a slightly different story. I don't feel there's a lot new here. It doesn't stick out to me to think, wow, blah, blah, blah. And I can understand why people get a bit peeved and don't want to play it because they've changed the protagonist. And I was thinking about this because you look at Tomb Raider, and everyone loves Tomb Raider, everyone loves Lara Croft. After 2 or 3 games, or even 1 game, you had Billy Bollock Tomb Raider. People would probably go, oh, what happened to the chick? What happened to the lady? Why am I playing as this dickhead? And it's kind of a weird thing. It's like Bayonetta. Do we want Bayonetta? Don't say Devil May Cry, but Dante. But Bayonetta's Bayonetta. Stellar Blade. You know, there's many, many examples out there. Female people love to play as a female character. I don't give a monkeys who is a play as. I really don't, as long as the game's good. But I think the thing is, it's for audiences, for consumers, for fans. You kind of get into a character. You've played 140, 50, whatever hours with that character. There's probably a few people like me that want to continue that person's story. I wanted to see a Ghost of Tsushima 2. I wanted to see where that character went. Does this character become a master and then train up younger people, you know, and then change the dynamic of the game? Actually move the gameplay to maybe another island where, you know, he liberates towns and becomes a master on a hill that, you know, trains up other characters that you can swap in and out. So certain characters have different disciplines that will be suited better for one mission than another. I mean, I'm just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks. This is add a few bits in and then put a different person in. I bought this knowing that it was a different story with a different character, but I bought it because I love the gameplay, and I still love the gameplay. But I'm disappointed that I didn't see the continuation of Jin. But ultimately, it's not as good as the first game, and sometimes the first one always is the best. Assassin's Creed 2 is one that stands out that really improved on the first game, and a lot of people will say, actually, Assassin's Creed 2 is brilliant, it's one of their favourite games, but you can never beat the original idea, the original thing. And I think that's where I am with this game. It doesn't feel like there's enough new but slightly different story and different protagonist. Even though I really enjoyed my time with it, it's not Game of the Year. If this came out first, this would be the better game. I don't think any controversy would be so much around this. There would be controversy. There would be bloody controversy about everything. Ghost of Tsushima is a better game than Ghost of Yotei. I enjoyed my time with Ghost of Yotei. I don't regret spending the money on it because it's my own money that gets spent on it. I don't regret buying it, but I'm a little bit disappointed that it wasn't moved forward, and I would have preferred Jin. But like I said, will I want another Ghost of whatever game in the future? Don't know. Maybe it's run its course. But there you go. That's my opinion. So pretty much all I've got to say after all that is bye. Bye.